Well, good Saturday afternoon all. How you doing? Wanted to give you an update on a major improvement to our T-Mobile home internet service. That's a new external antenna that we have for it to go along with this new T-Mobile gateway. And this is the newest one they have. It's the code for it is G4SE, and it is the major improvement is that this has down on the bottom in the back here, you see these connections going back to it. It has connections for an external antenna. Now the old T-Mobile gateway that I had and still have, it's right there, it's that black box, that is I believe that one was made by Arcadian, and it does not have connections for an external antenna. However, I have seen videos where people take that apart and they do connect external antennas, but it's a little more work, and you do have to disassemble it. This one comes ready to use with an external antenna, and I'll just show you here. Here's the, let's see if we can get that in focus there. Shows you the signal strength. And then the antenna, you can go in here and you can change it to an internal antenna or to the external antenna. Okay, so right now I have the external connected. Okay, so let's talk a little more what we got here. To go along with the new gateway, I ordered a waveform. Waveform antenna. Waveform is the brand name, WAVEFORM, and that is a 4x4 MIMO panel antenna, and the wind's starting to kick up here. You can also, this antenna up here is a directional antenna, and that's with my InstiConnect system. That's running on AT&T right now, and that's very directional. You have to point it right towards the antenna or the tower, the cell tower. Now this panel is also somewhat directional, so you do have to aim it, in the general direction, and you can go into the T-Mobile home internet app, and there's an advanced metrics section that shows you all the different settings for the gateway and the antenna, and so you can dial in kind of by turning the antenna. You can dial it into the best direction, so that you're getting the best signal strength. So let me tell you a little bit. Let's go back here. And I was also going to tell you, this panel, they say, is best for if you're in areas where there's trees or hills or buildings. And since we're in so many different areas, that one probably is going to work best for us. They also make a 4x4 directional antenna that, instead of like two of these, because that one is for 4G with just a 2. For 5G, there's 4 of those, and they make that, but they say that that is best for if you have direct line of sight to the cell tower. Since we don't most of the time, this panel should work best for us. Let's talk a little bit about what I had before. This PVC pipe that I'm using as a pole on the directional antenna there, that's 3 foot long. And this piece of PVC pipe was the extension that I used to use with that one, and it's 4 foot long. So I used to be able to put the directional antenna up to 7 feet up above the roof. But I found that most times I didn't really need to do that. So now I've used that 4 foot PVC pipe to mount the panel on. I'll show you what, just as an aside here, I had a stainless steel painter's pole here. I've got 2 of them actually right here. This one had a TV antenna on it, and it's got in a little waterproof box. It's got a preamplifier signal booster. I took that off of this painter's pole when I tried mounting the panel on that. It's 6 foot high, that pole. It actually extends up to 12 feet when you extend it out, but just as it is collapsed, it's 6 foot. And that 6 foot up, just that extra couple feet, started kind of being a little wobbly, little ungainly, I guess. When the wind would hit it, it would flex a lot more. That panel antenna is about a little over 3 pounds, and then the cable's pretty heavy too. So I decided to switch, go from that 6 foot painter's pole and use the 4 foot PVC pipe. And that PVC pipe is pretty sturdy. So I think that's going to work a little bit better. This is a directional antenna, and again, it's got the 2 antennas that are at 45 degrees to each other. That's for 4G. And I had this connected for my Verizon Jetpack. And the cable connects onto here for the 2 antennas. And then the cable, here's the end connectors for that. And it went down, went through this entry gland into a hole in the roof that went on down to the Jetpack. And this has SME connectors on the ends. And my Jetpack had TS9 connections, so I used adapters from the SMA to the TS9. But what I was going to say is, if you're around the Tucson area and you would like either the TV antenna along with that painter's pole, the whole little setup there for the antenna, or if you'd like this 4G directional antenna along with the painter's pole and the cable and the entry gland, can have either or both of them for free. Just get in touch with me, and I'll let you know where to come, and you can pick them up and use them in good health, hopefully. So hey, let's talk a little about this cable. This cable, each of the antennas that are up here, that panel has 4 antennas. And let's see if I can get in a little closer there. I don't know if you can see that very well or not with the light as it is, but they're labeled plus 45 port 1, minus 45 port 2, plus 45 port 3, and minus 45 port 4. So those come down, and there's end connectors there, and end connectors are waterproof themselves, but they recommend that you use self-fusing silicone tape. That's I use Proxicast brand self-fusing silicone tape. That's clear that I used on that one. They come down and they join in to the 4 cables are encased in this one big cable. And this cable's, it's substantial. It's 3/4 inch thick. And the only length that this cable is made by Waveform also. And the only length they have is 30 foot. So it comes down here, loops around, and the bigger loop you can use, the better, to keep interference down to a minimum. And I've got some pipe insulation just to lift it up off the roof and insulate it a little bit there from the roof from bouncing around. Here, let's go up the ladder and I'll show you how I did this. This is where the entry gland for that prior directional antenna, the entry gland was here, and the cables went in and down this hole in my roof. Well, since this cable is so thick, I couldn't find an entry gland that would work with it. They just don't make them that big. So what I did was, the hole that was in the roof was just big enough that I took out the rubber grommet that is around the metal to keep the metal from hitting the cables. I switched out the grommet that was there for a little bit larger one that I forced in there, and the interior opening on the grommet was just 3/4 inch. So I used a little petroleum jelly on the grommet, and I was able to feed this cable down through. So it goes down into the interior of my van, and then goes over and connects to the gateway. And I've got the cable. Cable comes up and goes over, and I've got it secured to one of the cross members of the ladder rack that I have my solar panels mounted on, and then it goes up there and loops around. So I've got plenty of cable. And actually they say that the 30-foot cable, this 30-foot cable, will only degrade the signal by, I think, 1.8 decibels. So it's low loss cable, which is good. Oh, this, if you're wondering what this is the temperature monitor for my internal temperature and humidity monitor. It sends a signal into the internal unit that's mounted on the wall by my bed. You're probably wondering what's going on here with all this. This is Eternabond tape, and it was waterproofing the entry gland that was here. But this stuff is so hard to get up that what I did was just cut around the entry gland to get it up, and I had a piece here securing the cables, just holding them down to the roof. So eventually I'll try to get that stuff up, but it's not a big deal. But I'll tell you, it's Eternabond tape. It's tough stuff. I have a little bit more tape too. I'm going to put a piece across here, 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 and here, kind of surround that a little more. This cable is so tight in that grommet that it's probably almost waterproof without the tape, but I surrounded it with the Eternabond tape just to further waterproof it. I've used that Eternabond tape to secure the Togo unit to the van roof, and also to waterproof around my MaxxAir fan. Fan. So, okay, that's the story. so far I'm real happy with my purchase. Now, when you get the home internet from T-Mobile, they supply the gateway. So there's no charge for the equipment from T-Mobile. They ship it out to you like second day air, and then the waveform antenna and cable, I got those through Amazon, and yeah, I'm happy with it so far. So oh, I forgot, I didn't tell you let me get my cheat sheet here. We'll sit down and I'll tell you about the speed results. I did 10 speed tests, both with the internal antenna and then also with the external antenna. With the internal antenna, I had an average of 310.3 megabytes per second download, and the external antenna 354.4 download. So there wasn't a whole lot of difference. A little bit of improvement with the external antenna, but the major thing was on the upload speeds. With the internal antenna, I had an average of 16.0, and with the external antenna, that almost doubled to 31.5. So yeah, big difference. With the external antenna also, I did get a few readings where I had over 400 megabits per second down. I didn't get that at all with the internal antenna. So yeah, I'm real happy with it. It's that's doing pretty good for me. I mean, that's a significant increase with the upload speed. I mean, and when I'm uploading videos to YouTube, that makes a big difference. I didn't tell you, we're at my friend's house just outside Tucson, and we're doing a little driveway camping. We came here to pick up the packages, the gateway and the antenna from Amazon, and had a couple other things that we had to get to. So all that is good. We're all set up now, and the only question is how I'm going to secure it to the roof, because I was hoping it would fit under the solar panels, but it's just a little bit too thick. So I'm going to have to secure it a different way to the side of the solar panel area up there for travel, but we'll work something out. All right, hey, I appreciate you watching. Sorry that I get a little long-winded. Let me know if you're interested, and if you want to pick up that TV antenna or the 4G directional antenna. And that's about it. We'll talk to you later. Waveform external 4x4 MIMO antenna and T-Mobile home internet gateway G4SE. And you probably wonder, I use pipe insulation a lot to keep things, secured, and when we're traveling, things are bouncing around, so that's why there's like straps around things and bungee cords and pipe insulation. But it holds it pretty nice and firm, so it works for me. All right, guys. Hey, take real good care. And we will talk to you later.